My apologies, running late today, having some technology issues. So I think we've got it all worked out. So uh, running about 10 minutes late. But that being said, we're just going to dive right into it. So this is session 6 on our basically 30-day countdown for new agents. What would I do if I was a new agent getting into the business today? And I am going to spin back to where we started. So we started this a couple of weeks ago. And first session, we touched on the importance of your sphere of influence. So make sure you go back, look at that lesson. One of the most important things, get your sphere of influence down, get their name, email address, phone number, and don't forget where they are currently living. That address of where people are currently living is what's really going to be the key in the future, building a moat around your sphere of influence. The next week, or next session, I should say, we went through how to get that information from your sphere. Third lesson, different platforms that we're working with. So finding right now, I am really high on LinkedIn. I just love the amount of data that you can harvest from it, how you can sharpshoot with regards to your message. Other platforms like Facebook and Instagram still play on those, but just enough to maintain my database and sphere of influence out there. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze there. Actually starting to play with TikTok and other platforms, but just the same, I find my favorite right now is LinkedIn. So I don't know if the posting the videos and things like that is really, if the juice is worth the squeeze on that side. So I just don't play with it. First-time home buyers, that's my bread and butter. I tend to teach first-time home buyers how to purchase with very little money out of pocket using down payment assistance programs and grants. If you ever want information on that or to learn more about it, you can go to my website, owntheroof.com, and I give away all that information free to customers. Obviously, if there are any agents out there watching, by all means, that information is yours for the taking. So we have publications, courses, you name it. I run webinars, actually running a webinar this evening, teaching people how to purchase with just a few $1,000s out of pocket, leveraging these down payment assistance programs and homebuyer grants that are out there. And in week number 5, or excuse me, session 5, which was last Monday, was all about the advantage of specializing in the real estate world. So if I had a do-over right now, I'd be tightening up my database, because right now I feel like I'm just trying to fix that as quick as I possibly can. Certainly do some open houses. That's always quick ways to get things in. Running ads on Marketplace. I think I talked about that a few sessions ago, and how to get some, put some educational content out there for renters and first-time home buyers to get them to reach out to you for more information. But for me, in my world, specialization is that third sleeve of the business. It's more of a long-term play, but we talked about foreclosures, working with seniors, probates, bankruptcies, you name it. There's a whole list that we went through there. I think the people that specialize in our space and find these different niches to dive into are the ones that are going to stand the test of time. So AI is knocking on the door, and to not embrace it, I think, is quite foolish. So I find that if you can thrive in the biggest pain points in the real estate industry, you can stand tall, especially if you are giving educational content. And that's exactly what I do. I am all about inbound marketing. So I want people reaching out to me. I don't want to have to make those cold calls. I feel like those avenues or those pipelines are closing very quickly as far as reaching out. When you got to make 20 phone calls to get a hold of one person, and out of those people you do get a hold of, statistically, it is an uphill battle right now. So specialization is everything. And we talked about that quite a bit in our last webinar. Today, I'm going to focus on that educational content first. So with the amount of AI that's out there, once you specialize, make sure you pay for a premium subscription on some type of AI platform. I personally like Claude. I have Claude, GPT. I've got a few of them that I work with and that I actually pay for. And it's not uncommon for me to have one of my teammates might do an article for me in Claude, then send it over to the maybe Chat GPT, have it put a new spin on it, and then send it back to Claude for the final polishing. I like Claude the most right now. I feel like the level of content that is out there, it's absolutely amazing. So, and what it does for you is just certainly polished. So for me, that educational content is huge. You have to be wired for it. You've got to be the abundance mindset, in my mind, to succeed in whatever niche you choose. So I would 100% definitely lean deeply into educational content, whether they're articles, whether they're promotions, you name it. I tend to lead with webinars, like I said earlier. I also lead with some publications. So, but the more educational content you can put you in that authority figure position, as well as being a trusted advisor in whatever pillar of real estate or business that you're looking to excel in. So for me, it's all about tailored niches. Okay. I mentioned last session that I have a gentleman that I'm working with right now who specializes in working with divorce attorneys in Lansing, and he has a nice niche there. And we're working on a model to take that on a much larger scale. Imagine if you can carve out a niche in a certain area that adds value. In his case, he was adding a lot of value to these divorce attorneys and to the clients that they represent, especially when it comes to home ownership. Now, he's more in the lending world, but when you're dealing with a divorce attorney, you sometimes are dealing with not one possible transaction. There could be two or three. Suppose the home has to be sold. Many times one person in the marriage might keep the home. The other person needs a home. So there are ways to structure it, and there are techniques to get those deals done in the mortgage world that I wasn't even aware of, that he brought to me, and makes perfect sense. And I can promise you those types of techniques are in every single sleeve, whether it's foreclosure, bankruptcy, probates. So those are all messy pain points in the real estate world that I feel that people can use to build a moat around a business for the long haul. So I also take the one-to-many content repurposing approach. So I'm going to repurpose that content over several different platforms. If I can, ideally turn it into a slideshow, turn it into a video. So if anybody wants examples of these resources, reach out to me. Okay, I have them on my website. You can see it on YouTube, Facebook. I tend to post in several different areas, but always happy to share my playbook. I actually love doing webinars. So what I do is I will put this educational content out there and ask people, hey, if you want more information, just sign up for one of my free webinars. Again, puts you in that authority seat and makes you that trusted advisor. So when people feel confident and comfortable enough, that inbound call will come in. So next, quick content creation templates for efficiency. I automate as much as I possibly can. AI, absolutely crazy how much you can automate this. I'm actually in the build out phase for an AI platform to automate all of those things. But right now, there are a lot of platforms that you can use where all you have to do is plug your information in and play. I would have to say Canva does a good job. I use Descript. There's a whole slew of good products out there that can help you create the message, polish it up, and get it out there. But keep in mind, it's not about perfection. Okay, a lot of people don't like to post because they think everything has to be perfect. It doesn't. Okay. In fact, less than perfect, I think, actually does better than perfection. So I was actually working with someone to, like I said, build an AI platform to automate everything. And some of the best responses that he has received for his posts are AI generated things that snuck through and got posted that just didn't make sense. And oddly enough, his biggest one that actually got over 1 million views was a kitchen that AI did and looked good, but it didn't have a stove in it. And leave it to all the baby boomers out there. I say that with respect because I'm the tail end of the baby boomers. But he said he received 20,000 people asking, where is the stove in this image? There's no way to cook. And didn't really matter because the algorithms loved the fact that he got all of this engagement and feedback. So don't think that perfection really works. It's actually a little bit of imperfection can go a long way. But it is important just to be efficient and have some type of templates. But I will tell you, it is a trial and error process, okay? You really want to adjust those templates, and because when you think you've got it, there's always other alternatives and options. So I split test a lot of things as well too. So I do tell people, please, at the very least, find your niche and produce your first piece of content. Put it out there. Put it out there on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Importantly, YouTube. I love YouTube from an educational standpoint. Awesome. And LinkedIn. How many people are on LinkedIn, especially in these specialized niches that I rattled off? So lots of ways to add educational content out there to put yourself in that authority and trusting advisor position. So with that being said, I apologize. I was running late today, but let's get some questions here. I can see. I can verify Facebook on Facebook Marketplace. I found John. Oh, thank you so much. I know exactly who this is. Thank you so much, Iris. I appreciate the kind words. So let me see what, okay, on YouTube. You know, I use, with regards to webinars, I use Go High Level is a question. So I like it a lot. There's a lot of AI plugins in Go High Level that I'm looking to leverage, especially from AI bots. So I was just testing those out. So no reason to even answer a phone anymore. Some of the AI technology from a voice AI is just off the charts. So I'm a big fan of Go High Level for a one-stop shop. I actually have my website hosted there. It also does all my webinar automations with automated texting, emails, things like that. So if anybody would ever like a glimpse behind the curtain to see how it works, always happy to do that. So just schedule a one-on-one with me. You can do that through my website, owntheroof.com. Just book a call, and I will give you a shout at that time. Any other questions out there? Let's see. Okay, when it comes to videos, I usually use 2 different platforms. I'm kind of drifting away from it. I've spent a lot of time well, I should have said, the question is, how do I create my videos? Well, I actually record in a platform called Descript, and then typically we'll do a cutout, and it's kind of a talking head approach. I'm not really convinced that the talking head approach is the most effective. It was trending for a long time. I feel like there is some value in the slideshows if those are done correctly, and those can be automated quite easily in Canva. So, so typically for the headshots, I would record in Descript, and then my team would do a cutout or a head cutout of me for the talking head video, and then add that to Canva, throw some backgrounds in, a little bit of music, and then they're off to the races. So typically, someone can knock those out in about 30 minutes, but it is a function of getting in front of a camera and recording. So I do find the scripts that Claude is kicking out once it gets to know you is absolutely amazing. So you could ask Claude to do 6 scripts on different topics. And if you do need topics, I would say vidIQ is an absolutely great source for that. If you want something, it's maybe $10 a month. The other one I like is Google Trends. Okay. put your keywords for whatever niche you're looking at into Google Trends. It'll give you a good idea of what's trending and what to use. So good. Okay, good. Well, as far as next week, we are going to be picking up on Monday. Next week, AI for authority and value generation. So I am, like I said, I'm building some AI bots right now through OpenClaw that I'm very impressed with. So really excited to launch those. A lot of automation that's on the horizon. So if you are in the real, I encourage you to be a sponge in that world. So I will give you the essential AI tools for real estates, whether it's ChatGPT, Canva. I'll make sure that I am on maybe a little earlier, and I might actually spend a little bit more time than 30 minutes on Monday because this is a pretty robust area. I'll show you how we automate content and creation without sacrificing authenticity. For me, is everything. Okay. If you do not have authenticity or convey it, you're not going to get many. Your views will not increase. So tell you what, AI for CMAs in depth, what I use there, like I said, go high level, and the automated email marketing campaigns and sequences all done through go high level. So so lots of value out there for next Monday, and then we will wrap it up on Wednesday with webinars and live sessions for trust. I find that doing live webinars, for me, that's been the key, okay? You'd be surprised how many people will watch webinars 2-3 times before they feel the trust to pick up the phone and give you a call. So it's important that when you do them, you do it for the duration. And at the same time that hey, if you're doing it, you might as well stream it. So right now we're streaming this webinar to LinkedIn and to YouTube. But for example, tonight's webinar that I'm doing, that'll get streamed out to LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So we push it out all over the place. So, and I feel like that type of broad appeal really resonates with the masses. So, and then I'll give you a feel for how we convert those attendees into loyal clients. And we'll do a recap of the whole blueprint just so I can highlight the areas, what I would do. For example, I think I stressed this earlier. Number 1, build that sphere of influence. Number 2, I'd probably get the open houses rolling. And number 3, I would definitely get the ads posted on Facebook Marketplace using some of the DPA programs and grants, especially if you can penetrate that rental area. You'll get a lot of inbound leads and a lot of people. It's work, okay? You will sift through a lot of leads, but if you're wired for that and you're looking to get a quick start in your real estate career, very few things in my mind will work as well as getting a bunch of inbound leads, sifting through and having those conversations with people and helping them bridge from the rental market, because it's pretty disheartening what's going on in the rental world. So if you can bridge that over to it and use those resources that you do in those first 30 days to possibly build that educational content for the spheres that we were talking about, and the specialization and the niches inside real estate, and then launch that into webinars, I think that's definitely how I would set my business up for the future. So that being said, we're a little past 12:30. My apologies again for running late today. Couldn't be helped with technology. Love it, hate it, but whatever. It's the way that we roll right now. Technology is everything. So thank you all for watching, and hope our paths cross again soon. Have a good day, everyone.